Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we're gonna listen to some more Prince, and this is what this marathon is called, More Prince, and this is sponsored by JK. I hope and pray to the Lord Almighty that this doesn't get blocked, because yes, I don't know if you've seen other reaction channels or this channel, but YouTube is at it again, you know, like blocking pretty much everything that has a little bit of music. So it is what it is, you know. It is, I understand, it is not our property. We're just trying to, you know, have some fun here. And, you know, I mean, yes, we try obviously to, you know, put the music forward to the next generation, because a lot of younger people watch these channels, and especially reaction channels, and I think it's just like a beautiful thing. But you know, it is what it is. Record companies, just some of them are totally okay with it, some of them are not, so it is, you know, a little bit of a gamble. So, but if it gets blocked, then I guess we'll have to do something else. But let's see. For now, let's check out what JK gave us here for the information. It says, because there's no such thing as too much. These are 2 early songs, then 2 breakout hits, and 1 serious song. A decade later. Album versions, please, of course, and they're much longer than the radio versions. And remember, he plays almost all the instruments himself. I do know, and that's why I love that about him. It's he's just on a different level. This man, a wonderful artist, and I've always loved everything I've ever heard. And when we did Purple Rain, I was blown away by the album, and just by the ability for him to pretty much like be able to sing, dance, play pretty much every instrument you put in his hand. What a talented individual he was, and loved by everyone pretty much, you know. So yeah, so we're gonna do I Wanna Be Your Lover from the album Prince, his second album, 1979, his first single. We have it right here, so album version. Then we're gonna play When You're Mine from the album Dirty Mind, his third album, 1980. That I saw that Cyndi Lauper had a big success with this, but I prefer his original. I saw when I typed it in, When You're Mine, When You Were Mine. I saw her version. I was like, I'm sure that's a cover version from Prince. 1999 from the album 1999, his 5th album. From 1982, a big hit, which on the same album bleeds over into an even bigger hit, Little Red Corvette. That's the 4th song we're gonna do. And then the last one is Money Don't Matter Tonight from Diamonds and Pearls, his 13th album in 1991. Wow, his first album with his new band, the New Power Generation. I'm so looking forward to this. Me too. And I hope you know, it stays up on YouTube. And I'm gonna play some tunes that are Warner Brothers to kind of like mix it up, because I did a little test. So I was without headphones, just sitting here, just, you know, recording the screen and recording the audio without any, you know, interruptions, and I pretty much uploaded it that way to YouTube. And yes, it didn't get blocked. It got blocked only in a couple of countries like Russia. That's it. But once you release the whole thing, maybe it might get blocked. But so I did add 2 Doobie Brothers songs because they're Warner Brothers, but it didn't have the intro. Maybe with the intro, it's going to balance it out, and then that way it's going to be, if not, if it gets blocked, it's only going to be blocked for 48 hours. That's pretty much the end result. And then who knows if they, because most of the Prince videos that we have on the channel are good. You know, they got, the claim got waived at the end. It got released. So, all right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Prince, I Wanna Be Your Lover. And here we go. I'm super excited. And I got the right albums here. I'm ready to rock. Here we go with Prince. Let's go. Wow. Just like, right off the bat, it's his voice a little bit different. I've never heard him like that high, pitched, of course. And I love the funk, and he's just such a gifted guitar player that, that kind of like with the rhythm guitar is really hard to do, and everything is just like, that is so crazy. I don't want to do any kind of comparisons, not in this video. He is just, man, I can't believe that in 79 he was coming out with this kind of albums, as a second album. Just wonderful. I love his voice, the lyrics, just the feel, the funkiness of it. It's just, man, like so good. So good. Okay. Just a little pause. I do have permission from JK, to, he said, just pause as much as you want, pause as long as they don't block it. And I think that has to do as well, if music is not, that's why reaction videos get taken down or copyright, they get copyright claims or strikes even because people don't pause, because it's like uploading. I get it, it's uploading something that's not yours and to your channel. So I get it. So if we have to interrupt, we have to, fair use. The fair use is listening to something and giving commentary, even though I'm not like talking about chords, or like tempo or notes, because I don't want to get into that. We could get into that, but a lot of people find that boring, which I understand. That would be a different kind of video. What we always do here is what we feel with this new music. For us it's new. For you guys, it's, you grew up with this music, and this is what this is all about, what we feel. And we obviously are enamored with all this music, from the 70s and the 80s, and then there's a lot of stuff that we do know. But yeah, if we go back to 60s, 70s, and 80s, we're a little bit new to everything. So that's pretty much, the whole thing. But we do have to interrupt. That's why I'm just gonna might, add a link to the original songs, and then you can watch them without any interruption. But yeah, I think we should do that more often. All right, let's continue.
Pressure you, baby. All I ever wanted to be.
is so good. I'm sure you know the band, the French, it's like an electronic band, Daft Punk. I'm sure they took a lot of notes from Prince. I mean, the funk here is crazy. I love this keyboard, the sound, the bass, man. It's just such great dance music. I'm sure this was just so successful, you know, in nightclubs, because this is just like, oof, you know, you can move to this, and oh man, I can only imagine you guys. Today's dance music, I mean, there's some good electronic music, I have to be honest, but this was just sexy, you know. This was just like different, very, very cool. I'm sure I'm happy that it's still being used in the right places. If you go to the right nightclubs, they play this stuff, I'm sure, because it's like immortalized there, you know. Wonderful music. I love it. I love that there's this instrumental section here, just like beautiful, like the way he was like falsettoing there and doing the harmony. Oh man, so good. Slapping, not really slapping, but amazing instrumental section. Yeah. Wow. I'm sure Quincy Jones was like, whoa, who's this? You know, I'm sure he was like, wow, this kid is talented, you know. He did all that by himself? Whoa, okay, let's pay attention. Yeah, it's just wonderful. I love the cover, you know, shirtless. I love it. You know, I love the security. He had not the security, the self-confidence. That's in Spanish you say seguridad, but security here is like when you have security. No, self-confidence. That's hilarious that I said the security. But yeah, in Spanish you say seguridad when you have like self-confidence. I love that. Okay, so this one here, When You Were Mine, from Dirty Mind. Let's see. I think we're playing all the mega hits. Yeah, 1980. Here we go. Yeah, totally. I love how different it is from Purple Rain so far. Like this funk and jazzy kind of like sound to it. And from 79. Let's see what he did in 1980. Here we go.
Baby, that's the reason that
Okay, I think I can pause here. I love it. This reminds me a little bit of a piece by Dire Straits. The dee 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 dee. I think it's the same instrument. That came way. I think it came, of course, later, after this. So, but it has that doodle dee 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 dee. You know, that little. Is that called money? No. I don't know, but I think it's from Money for Nothing album, if that's what it's called, but I vaguely remember it. But yeah, sounds a little bit like an, I guess, inspiration. Took it. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but just, you know, when I hear something, I always like to compare. I'm not saying anybody took from someone, you know. But yeah, I love it. I love how it's very rock and roll, you know. I like the muted guitars, the whole thing, the little solo here. It's just wonderful. Let's continue. So good. Timeless, really timeless, you know. Timeless music. Just, this is the kind of music that you could, I don't know. I guess it does have a certain sound because of the instruments being used, because they were very popular in a certain decade and stuff, but then again, it just doesn't sound so modern. It sounds more analog, more I don't know. Just sounds a bit better than all the electronic stuff that's being used nowadays to enhance the music, supposedly. But yeah, I love it. Very, very cool tune. More simple, but I loved everything on it, you know. So we're gonna do a little bit here. I'm gonna add a little bit of Warner Brothers here just into the mix. Just a little intro, 20 seconds. Let's see if you can guess what it is. Great intro. Wow. Let's see if you can guess who that was. I guess I already spoiled it, but what song was it? Great intro. Duden, baden, duden, baden, duden, baden, duden, da. Really cool. Okay, so this one is a banger. 1999. I think I've heard this before. I just like, if it's the chorus that I think it is, I've heard it before. Prince, and this is 1999. I think, yeah. Let's go for it. There was a very short version, and I went for the long version, of course. There was like a 3-minute version. I was like, no, let's listen to the long one. So I think this is the one that I think it is. Let's go for it.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I only want you to have some fun.
With that voice. Okay, so this reminds me a little bit of the whole Batman thing. I know that came years later, but it had that same vibe to it, the Batman soundtrack, which I loved. I love that movie. I still love it to this day, and I hope that... and I love that Michael Keaton reprised his role in The Flash, but the movie was horrible. I wish they would make another Tim Burton Batman with Michael Keaton. That would be awesome. The two that we got were just amazing, and the soundtrack of the first one was just all Prince. It has that vibe, because I saw that movie maybe 100 times or more. It has that same vibe, even though this was way before. That's a crazy concept, to make an album called 1999 in the 80s. Lyrics.
Trying to run from the distraction, you know I didn't even care. Say 2000 party over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999.
Yes.
I was dreaming when I...
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I've heard this before. I was thrown off a little bit because of the female voice. I would love to know who that is, but I think it's the vocalist that... I don't know. I'll look it up, but I love it. I love this song. It's very, very cool.
So sue me if I go too fast.
Life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last.
What was all around us? My mind says prepare to fight. So if I gotta die, I'm gonna listen to my body tonight. Yeah.
so happy I'm doing a long version because I'm sure the short one they would all be like faded out the song. There's some really cool trivia here. It says Prince shares lead vocals on the track with members of his band, The Revolution, namely Des Dickerson, Letha Coleman, and Jill Jones. Originally conceived to be a 3-part harmony, it was later decided to separate out the voices that started each verse. That's why they sound it's a little bit different each time. Distinct scratching and explosion noises heard in the track were to cover mistakes during recording. Oh man, of a good take. That's crazy. I love it. I'm gonna pay attention to that. And then here, this is some really cool trivia because I'm a huge Genesis fan. It says Billboard said the apocalypse never sounded this danceable before because everybody thought that 2000 was going to be the end. Some music critics have suggested Phil Collins' 1985 song Sussudio sounds very similar to 1999. Collins confirmed this claim and remembers listening to 1999 frequently while he was on tour with Genesis. So that's cool, you know, that Prince even influenced a little bit of Genesis. That's awesome. Okay, let's continue. Let's go a little bit back here. Okay. Little Red Corvette.
I guess I should know by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person that believes in making out once, love 'em and leave 'em fast. Guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night. I guess that makes it alright. You see, what have I got to lose? And honey, I say, little red Corvette, baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette, you need a love that's gonna last.
like it's amazing because I'm like the entire time. I don't know if you can see it. I hope not, because usually the camera kind of like is shaky like this, but I'm like literally like pounding into the ground with the beat, and I just love the lyrics. Like they're so, I don't know, like carefully written, and it has just, I don't know what it is. It's just very good, you know, and it really, sometimes when I love paying attention to the lyrics. Sometimes I don't do it at all because the music is so complex, especially when we're listening to progressive rock and stuff. But here it's a little bit easier, and I just love to read these lyrics and think of all the people that have sung them, you know, in their life, and what they felt the first time they heard this, you know. It's like, it's really amazing, you know, this feeling to listen to older music that's so popular. And yes, a lot of people are like, well, where were you, you know? And it's so funny because we were in a little town in Mexico, and there was a lot of music, but it was always the same. It was, for some reason, it was always the same music, because they did play some popular stuff, you know. But I mean, they played the popular stuff of that time, you know, like mid 90s, and then whatever we grew into, you know, like early 2000s. And so they would never play, like, they didn't have like a classic radio channel. And even, I mean, I guess they did, but they didn't really play a lot on there. It was just like the same stuff for years. And we just went back to Puerto Vallarta, and they still play the same music. It's like it's like a time. It's like a bubble. Like it's almost like time just stopped, and but it's literally like that. It's when you, if you've ever been to Mexico, it's like going back into the past. Even when you just cross the border, like the other day when we were in San Diego and we went into Mexico, it's like, wow, I feel like I'm in a different world, but I know it well. You know, I know Mexico well. I've lived there, you know, so many years, and it's just like everything changes just like in 1 second. It's just so different. And then when you cross the border back into the States, it's like you're on a different planet, and it's just divided by, you know, a building and a wall, you know. It's so bizarre how different it is, you know. And on the side of, like, when you pass from Mexico to the US, everybody approaches you and wants to sell you something, and, you know, it's really like weird. And even, and I speak Spanish perfectly, but it's like, at the end, I would just tell her, like, just don't look at them. Like, don't look at them, because they're just kind of like, you know, you can't really buy from everyone. You can't, you know. And we really try, you know, our best to be really nice and courteous, and, you know, like, no, gracias, and thank you so much. But after, you know, a couple of days, you're just done. You're like, no, I don't want anything anymore. And so I was just like, just don't look, you know, maybe that's gonna help. And it did. And then once you're in the US, it's like nobody approaches you. You're like totally, it's like in Germany, nobody would ever approach you to sell you something. It's so bizarre. It's such a different concept of living, you know. I don't know why I'm talking about this in the middle of a song, but, you know, I like to share. But I just love, I just love I guess because I wanted to explain why we don't know so much about, you know, classic rock and stuff, because we were living in Mexico, you know. So, yeah, I guess, you know, I went off on a little bit too far, but great song. I love Prince. I really would love just to listen to everything, but then I would completely spoil these videos, you know, so we have to do it one at a time, or one marathon at a time. I don't know, but we did it, you know. We did it with most of Genesis, we did it with most of Steely Dan. It just takes a lot of time, but yeah, he's a beautiful artist, and just great musician overall, and I love this guy. Let's continue.
James was on the verge of being insane. No over, baby. Give me the keys. I'm gonna try to tame your little red love machine. Little red Corvette. and the ride. I say the ride is so smooth. You must be a limousine. Oh, baby, you must do this. Big red Corvette, you need a ride, you need a ride. That's gonna get it. Big red Corvette. Oh, you got to slow down, Big red Corvette. 'Cause if you're done, you're gonna run your body right to the ground. Right to the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground. It's red Corvette.
Yes, I love it. Oh man, this was so good. And I made it really the longest track. Okay, so this is the next one. Before, let's play this. Let's see if you know what this is. I'm just adding a little bit more Warner Brothers.
He came from somewhere back in her long ago. The sound of the fool don't see, trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in her life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale.
That's crazy that 30 seconds into the song, you're already getting goosebumps. Michael McDonald, what a legend. Another legend. Okay, so this one here is the last one. This has been a fantastic marathon. Thank you so much. So this is 10 years after. This is with his newer band at the time in 1991. Diamonds and Pearls is the album. And we're going to listen to Money Don't Matter Tonight. All right. And let me know what, I'm sure you know what tune I just played. If you don't, then you were my neighbor in Puerto Vallarta. But for some reason though, Alexia knew the song. Now it's different because Alexia did live in the States. She was born here, did live in Mexico, but on and off. So I think she got exposed a little bit more to American music. In Germany, I did get quite the exposure from my mom, but then in Mexico they just stopped listening to music. I have a weird past of two parents who were basically involved in music every day, all day. So when they got older and they had us, they were like, we're done, no more music. So it was more like classical music and jazz, and that's why pretty much what I grew up with. So okay, so here we go. Money Don't Matter Tonight.
One more card and it's 22. Unlucky for him, make it. He never had this
Wow, beautiful. He even mentioned, in the lyrics, like Desert Storm. I guess that was just happening, or I guess it was just about to end. I think, was it 90 to 91? And but the whole thing, great lyrics, and just, I mean, wow, Red. It's so cool. Yeah, definitely a fan of whatever decade, whatever decade you would play to me would be. I loved his voice here, a little bit lower on the lower register. And but yeah, what a great track. All of them were amazing in their own right, and for the time they came out, from the funkiness of the 70s, to the 80s, and to this, I guess this was, there's a lot about numbers in this. Yeah, I didn't have them on, but yeah, here it says, like 2 number sent a child of 2 war. So what if you're controlling all the oil? Is it worth a child dying for? Number 4. And then if long life is what we've all lived for. And this is like, he keeps doing this. This is very smart, of course, very cool. But yeah, it's so sad, and just because what we're going through right now, and it seems like never ending, like at least this was like short, was horrible, but it was short, like all wars. Oh, terrible. But well, this was so cool. Thank you so much, JK. I hope I'm gonna edit it right now, and then I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I hope it stays up, but the thing is, like, until the moment I post it, that's when it usually gets blocked. It's so funny because I post it, and then once 10 people have seen it, that's when it blocks, or not, so that's when we'll know. So it's gonna be a little bit nerve-wracking when I post this, but hey, if it blocks, then you'll be able to watch it on Patreon, and then 48 hours later we'll be able to, it's gonna unblock on YouTube. So it's just a little bit of a hassle, but you guys know that I always, when you basically, the day you request a marathon, if I have the time, I'll do it on the day of, or the next day, or the day after, if I'm really like just with work, and then I do have to, find the work, the time to do the YouTube thing, but usually, since I work from home, it's, I will find a little bit of time and just do the video. But again, thank you so much. It was so much fun, so interesting. And Prince is such a legend and such a great inspiration, for all kinds of music, but also as a guitar player, it's like a wonderful, and the rhythm guitar, the lead guitar he plays, the bass lines, everything is so cool. A lot of good information and inspiration in this music. So again, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. My God, what was that? It sounded like boom. Let me know what you think, and if you liked the video, like I said, subscribe and give it a like. I'll see you all in the next one.